heading into year 5 of Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota's respective careers. So Bruce, let's break it down. Let's take a look at what Winston and Mariota have been and then what to expect as we head into year 5. Let's start with Jameis Winston. This is his last 3 years. Pretty consistent as far as overall grade goes. 72, 73.7, and then 70, 18th, 14th, 23rd, either the middle or bottom third of NFL quarterbacks. It's fascinating to me because he's a volatile quarterback on a throw-for-throw basis. We'll talk about that in a second, but it all ends up in this 70 range so far. I still think he's got high upside potential based off some of his skills that he brings to the table. What have you seen from Winston so far before we get into some more of the numbers?
You know, Winston, I mean, like you said, he's always maybe average or a little below that because of those awesome throws downfield and then the dumb throws where, oh my gosh, what is he thinking right there?
Let's go right to that right here. This is
big time throws. Hide it, but
this is big time throws, turnover worthy throws. Now last year in particular, 5.3% turnover worthy throws. That was 31st in the NFL. And he didn't complement it with as many big time throws. He always makes positives. Again, we'll touch on that in a second. Even at his best, 4.8% big time throws. That's a pretty good number. But he complemented it with a ton of turnover-worthy plays. So those interceptions have been essentially a part of his DNA to this point.
You don't want to take away the aggressiveness of a guy. Ben Roethlisberger has it. He goes downfield. He's going to take those chances. But at the end of the day, you have to continue to try to get better. So we see the big-time throws right here. I want to see this go down. He's got to be smarter with the football. Now, in Bruce Arians' offense, he's going to have more big-time throws. Watch at the end of this year. I bet you he has more than that coming into this or after this season. But let's see where he's at on the turnover-worthy throws because that's a part he has to get better at.
That's my big question here with the Arians system because if we look at Arians loves to throw the ball down the field, and that's what Jameis does. Now, this is the highest percentage of air yards. This is the percentage of your passes that came, from essentially the line of scrimmage to the catch point and not after the catch. Since 2016, Winston has the highest percentages in 3 different seasons. It's Winston, 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 then Carson Wentz 2017, Mariota in 2016. So Winston's already a guy that throws the deep out. He throws the bang 8. He throws all these downfield routes pretty well. And that's what Bruce Arians likes to do. The question is now, can he cut back on the bad decisions down the field?
No, absolutely. And a lot of times, too, coaches think, fans may think the quick game's easier, give him more quick game. Not all the time. Those 18 to 20-yard chunks downfield are sometimes easier to throw because you have more field to work with. Look, Jameis Winston enjoys throwing the ball downfield, but I want to see him be a little smarter this year. Take the checkdowns when you have to. I love the aggressive play he has, and he has that big-time, type of franchise quarterback moxie about him, but he's got to be smarter. We love these plays, especially as fans. We want to see the big, deep ball downfield, but when it drops in incomplete, what do we say?
And he has a lot of those, right? So
absolutely.
Here's why I think I call Jameis Winston a potential breakout candidate every single year because his grading profile in PFF's play-by-play grading is very similar to Cam Newton and Carson Palmer, 2 guys where if you look at their careers, they have a high percentage of positively graded throws and a high percentage of negatively graded throws. And throughout their career, here's the plan. Cam Newton, I already did a video on it. He's average, he's average, he's average. And then there's a big MVP season there. And then Palmer did the same thing. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. MVP season in there. And it's because they had a ton of positively graded throws. They showed that they can make those NFL throws, but those particular years, they cut down on the negatives. Here's the stat. Since coming into the league, Jameis Winston's second most positively graded throws as in a percentage basis, second worst in negatively graded throws. I mean, it doesn't get more volatile than that.
Well, and that's when we're grading his film. He has the second best of throws out there. Positively graded throws that we are grading. But also, when you correlate that with second worst negative throws, that's why he's always middle of the pack, if not that third tier type of quarterback. And we'll take a look at his counterpart, Marcus Mariota, in a second. But that's why Jameis Winston, though, and I believe that's why Bruce Arians took this job, is because you see Jameis Winston.
Because of this, right? He sees the positives
Absolutely.
right there.
So now, average, MVP type year. Can Bruce Arians get that out of him?
It's one of the biggest questions. I think he at least has the profile to do it. Arians needs to cut back on these, cut back on the negatively graded throws. I'm just making a mess
Just
here.
like I whooped Steven Hoops today. Boom,
That
boom,
did not
boom.
happen. Did not happen. I
mean,
swatted you.
look at the size difference right here.
This will be posted on a different day, so it's not relevant. So let's get to Marcus Mariota. You know, when they came out, I actually made the statement on Jameis Winston. I felt like he was the guy that fluctuates a little bit more, right? That any given year he could play top 5 caliber QB, which we haven't seen yet. Mariota, I felt, was going to be a little bit more consistent and a little bit on the safer side. It hasn't exactly played out like that, but consistency has been there. 23rd in PFF grade in 2016. 12th in 2017, where he had a lot of interception, bad luck, played a little bit better than his stats would show, and then 17th last year. It's never really showed up statistically for Mariota in the, as far as comparing the overall grades to the stats. He had an odd season in 2017. This is his pressure grade, which was higher than his clean pocket grade. That just doesn't happen very much. And here's, I think, the biggest concern about Mariota: 25th, 26th, and 22nd in clean pocket passing grade.
So he's
that's
consistent.
The part. He's consistent.
Consistently
bottom
bad.
third, not where you want to be. So that's the part that is most stable year to year. The pressure stuff, we've seen it fluctuate. Look at this. It's gone up and down, right? But the clean pocket stuff, a little concerning as far as Marcus Mariota.
Well, and that's tough too, because like we see with the clean pocket, as a quarterback, clean pocket, you have to hit those throws. Mariota, a guy that has the ability to scramble, but scramble to run, he needs to be able to make those throws from a clean pocket.
So big time throws, down a little bit last year. He was up over 5 for a couple years. That's pretty good. He looked like he was on the right track in 2017 when big time throws are high and turnover-worthy throws are low. That's a good mix, but they're a lot closer together. Last year, you mentioned the outside the pocket stuff. To me, this is one of the biggest stories of Marcus Mariota, right? You guys are paid to make plays from the pocket, but when you're athletic like Mariota and you want to have a little bit of that outside the pocket magic, he should have it, but it's not there. This is the 9th worst grade outside the pocket since 2016. That is not expected for a guy as athletic as Mariota.
And you said it, because how athletic Marcus Mariota is, he should be able to make more plays outside the pocket because he gets away from sacks easier than most quarterbacks. So he has the opportunity to make plays. I was watching film on him, and he misses. Tight red zone, great job avoiding the sack. Gets outside the pocket, steps up, scrambles, dip, duck, dive, dodge. Gets out, boom, misses the throw in the left corner of the end zone. You have to hit those throws. And that's what we expect from Marcus Mariota. If he wants to continue to be a Titan and move on to that next chapter, if not, they're going to have to move on.
Yeah, I think that's the story of Mariota right here. We go back to the clean pocket stuff. It's been just okay. And when you combine it with outside the pocket being 9th worst, you know, alongside guys like Trubisky, Josh Rosen, Deshaun Kaiser, over the last couple of years, not a great spot to be. If this can improve the outside the pocket, just a couple plays a game, you know, that would, you know, work wonders for Mariota because the clean pocket stuff has just been, you know, middle of the pack, you know, as far as throw for throw so far.
Right, and we saw Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston was better with a clean pocket. So that's what you look at as a quarterback. If everything's right around you, now what's going on downfield? Can you complete that pass? Marcus Mariota has to do better, and also be more aware when he gets outside of the pocket. Let's be more specific and let's make those plays. You don't have to make the biggest play. Hit your check down. Get a completion. Make it a positive play outside the pocket. He needs to bring more of them to the Titans offense.
All right, so there you have it. Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, a lot of high expectations for both as they head in to year 5. This is what the PFF data is saying. Don't forget, you guys can win a free PFF Edge subscription. Just subscribe right now to the YouTube channel. Add a comment with your Twitter handle, and you could win. Maybe you should pull the winner.
You know what?
Free PFF Edge.
PFF Edge, let's do it. I'm pulling the weather.
Basketball this
winner
today.
Weather.
All right. PFF Edge.
Rain.
Thanks for watching the PFF YouTube channel. And if you want to subscribe, all you have to do is push the button. Don't forget everything you get. A little fantasy, push the button. A little green line for the gambling aspects of the game, push the button. College football, push the button. The YouTube channel from PFF.